And thank you so much for being a part of this defining moment. Your presence enriches this occasion with intellectual brilliance and academic excellence. Thank you so much. Mr. Surendra, Associate Dean, Institutional Affairs at Hitam, to take us through the transformative journey of Hitam. I request Mr. Vamsi Koka.
Teacher, I am not used to sitting and speaking, so standing and speaking is better than sitting and speaking. But I must say that international collaborative tweaking program is something new in this country, and for that matter you will get a BTech degree from JNTU and a master's degree from an international university. This itself is a very big departure from the regular twinning program.
Very glad to have an eminent entrepreneur and a business leader with us today. So we'd like to hear a few words from you, sir. If you don't mind, you can speak from where it sits, so we'll also do the manager.
Professor Sanjay Dande, Dr. Balakrishna Reddy Garu, the distinguished partners who are here from Milwaukee School of Engineering, George Mason University, and also the University of Alabama. Professor Sohoni and several other dignitaries on the dais this morning, and our friends from media, good morning to all of you. I'm very delighted to be a part of this launch initiative or the twinning program of Hitam, Hyderabad Institute of Technology and Management, because it's a very unique program that's being done for the first time in India. I didn't know much about Hitam till I got to know them about a couple of weeks back. But from what I heard thereafter from Professor Dande, Professor Sohani, and now what we saw as introduction makes me feel very good that we have an outstanding engineering institution in the city of Hyderabad in the form of Hitam. This is a very unique program, as was explained earlier by Professor Sanjay Dande too. It's never been done so far in this format. So I'll share with you three thoughts of mine for this morning. The first one is that I did a program very similar to Hitam, not yesterday, day before yesterday, but about 50 years back. A similar twinning program. I did my first master's out of IIT Kanpur, that was in industrial engineering, and the second one I did from University of Michigan, Ann Arbor, in industrial management. Both were about 2.5 years apart. But what I keep telling people thereafter, and of course I experienced it at this juncture, is that it's not so much so the technology which made the difference to me. It was very similar technology that I learned. It was the same competent teachers that were there. The capabilities of the teachers were equally good. But what I learned more than just knowledge was about the culture, the environment, and also the society. So what I believe will bring to these students who are doing this Hitam training program at this point of time is, in addition to technical knowledge, which I'll come to in a while later, but they will also become people who will probably develop a lot amount of empathy. They will develop diversity in terms of their thinking, ability to tolerate so much amount of socially different cultures, that their ability to bring inclusiveness into their lives, into the society, into this world would enlarge as a result of this. So therefore, you can also see a standing example here in front of you, who built a global company primarily because of all the good things that I learned out of my education in India at IIT Kanpur and my education in US through University of Michigan. Truly, these programs, I believe, will build global leaders. And I think it's a great initiative of Hitam. The second point I'd like to make to you is that 21st century is going to be a century of technology. That's where we started off to be. A set of 50 CEOs of technology companies from India sat together way back in 2015, 2016 of looking at what the landscape would look like. And that's when we actually started bringing in this word called this decade will be technology decade. So it was called Techade. And actually, Honorable Prime Minister Mr. Modi used this word frequently thereafter. But quickly, in about 24 months thereafter, when the same assemblage of CEOs came together, he said, it's not just technology age, this is going to be a century for AI. So that's the pace at which the change is happening. That's the pace at which technology is changing. And we don't think that it's going to slow down. CPUs gave way to GPUs, GPUs gave way to TPUs, TPUs are giving way to quantum. It's relentless. We started with 2G to 3G to 4G to 5G, and IIT Hyderabad, and I'm sure IIT Kanpur too, right now is already started working on 6G. So communication has will become faster and faster. And then we also have these sensors, which can now do things much more efficiently than human beings. There's enough evidence to say the computer vision of computers now is at 130% of efficiency of human beings. So therefore, I think technology will play an extremely important role. And with this technology comes along with it is innovation. Technology is disrupting the existence. So therefore, you have to come with new ideas. And how does innovation grow? The key to me, the fuel to innovation is collaboration. People sitting in silos can never be innovative. Only when they start working with others will innovation come by. So the fact here, we now have 4 eminent education institutions, the 3 universities and Hitam on the other side, makes them a very unique combination to drive innovation for our students, for students all around the world. My last point, the third one that I wanted to bring to your attention, why this initiative is extremely outstanding to me, is that I'm sure there's evidence at this point of time which says India is spending about $15 billion every year on students abroad, whether it's tuition fees or the rest of the expenses are concerned. So you might have to question yourself the hard fact, why does this happen? It's basically, to me, a supply-demand situation. Not just supply, good supply of good engineering colleges. And as a result of that, if they don't find enough of good quality education in India, they're all going abroad. At what expense? An expense of $15 billion to the exchequer every year. Year after year it happens. I think that has to be stopped, because if we truly believe in terms of Viksit Bharat, we need to be self-dependent. If we want to do that, we need to have strong education background. We need to have strong knowledge workforce in this country. And collaborations of this nature will lead us into that. Collaborations of this nature where we'll have students who will do 3 years here, 2 years abroad, and then come back or stay back for that matter. But then as a result of that, what will we see is an effect which will come by where rest of the education institutions also will start moving their standards upwards in terms of what they do in terms of curriculum. In this format, I think I also heard, I don't know who said this earlier, Professor Dande said it, we're talking about ability to have project-based learning. I think the MC said this, project-based learning. But I think what we need to do is, in addition to project-based learning, our ability to bring in more of critical thinking, away from what Englishmen taught us in terms of rote learning, learn from the book, vomit from thereafter. And it's a societal problem. It's not limited to somebody. We blame the Englishmen for bringing that education system to us, but that's not true in my view. So we have to move the student more into ability to do critical thinking. And you look at the world, how it's moving, interdisciplinary. It's not one single discipline that comes by. And finally, we also think that it's extremely important these students who go abroad. I may strongly recommend our distinguished friends from the foreign universities, make sure that they do their internships, learn from the industry before they came back. So again, it's a great initiative of Hitam. Congratulations to all of them who have been involved in this particular initiative, and I wish all the very best to them.
Dr. Balakista Reddy, who is a distinguished academician legal expert and higher education reformer, currently serving as the chairman of Telangana Council of Higher Education.
Good morning and good afternoon, one and all. Respected dignitaries on the dais, of the dais, faculty members, friends, media. So let me first congratulate and also thank you. Why I have to congratulate? Because Hitam has paving the new way for innovation in education thing, particularly aligning with the training programs and part of the global partnerships. So that's why I congratulate and I wish you all the best. I thank because I am here to share some of my thoughts with you all. So friends, education is transforming. If I have to continue with what Mohan Reddy sir said, yes sir, knowledge is important, innovation is important, technology is important. How it is transforming? If you look at technologies are not new to the humanity, but how technology is transforming, human governance or humanity in a fast manner. Particularly, go back to the history. Yes, technology was there, and any civilization you take, technology was used by humanity for betterment. But how improvements happened, I'll quickly, without taking much time, improvements in Middle Ages because of innovations. You are right, innovation, whether it is a reformation in printing press, sea routes, street trade, this kind of innovation which helped, more better governance and particularly last 400-500 years of history, if you look at humanity, what kind of revolutionary changes which is happening, these are all influencing the education system. That's why I'm just, putting with you all. 17th century, if you look at scientific revolution, 18th century political revolution, 19th century industrial revolution, 20th century information revolution, 21st century is digital revolution. We all know that digitization is part of that. So this kind of transformation which is happening, which are influencing all the sector, more particularly education sector is also important. If you ask me, sir, so what kind of transformation which is influencing the education system for maybe last 400 to 500 years? Again, there are 5 important factors which I consider influencing the education system across the globe, not only India, not only Telangana, but across the globe. What are those 5 factors? One is the globalization, second one is the liberalization, third one is the privatization, fourth one is again digitization, fifth one is the covidization. All the success. Thank you once.
And Dr. Venkateswara, and we'd like to hear a few words from you.
Being a registrar of the University of Jawaharlal Nehru Technological University, when they brought this program, we were hours together. We spent about how to manage this curriculum because when AICT, we have different issues like credit issues. We have to meet AICT, we have to meet JNTU regulations. For this, we have worked almost 2-3 meetings we have conducted and came to a conclusion, and then we collaborated we spoke with the other universities and we made it. However, JNTU will give 1 degree and US will be another degree, and it will be very good for the students, especially this is the first kind of it, and I wish all the best for Hitam.
I was planning to be the quickest speaker, but I think the previous speaker really it will be hard to be shorter than that. So I'm very excited to be here for the launch today. For the last 20 years, I have worked on establishing collaborations between US and Indian universities wherever I was working. It's always on the US side. I just moved from the US to India. And so in my experience, it takes vision and a lot of perseverance to establish and sustain such partnerships. But I have always felt that it is worthwhile. As Dr. Mohan Reddy sir said, he's already highlighted why it is worthwhile to pursue these kind of relationships, these kind of collaborations. So these twinning programs are no different. Hitam and JNTUH, along with our 3 international partners, have shown great vision and have put in tremendous effort in establishing these partnerships. Curricula have been carefully aligned to ensure successful outcomes for the students. We are planning to have faculty from our partner schools teach some of our courses at Hitam so that they too can understand the context in which teaching and learning takes place in India and can use that experience to suggest changes and improvements at both ends to further improve student outcomes.
Just a little, the lamp is still lit and it's burning. This for my foreign friends. There's a Sanskrit phrase. It says, Asatoma Sadgamaya. That is from untruth, lead me to truth. Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. From darkness, lead me to light. Mrityorma Amritangame. That means from death, lead me to immortality. So, our lighting the lamp is very significant that both of us collaborated in this. And we hope that the lamp of knowledge which is lit, which will enlighten all our students. So, that is the significance of this ritual that we did. And I just wanted to say, like, Hitam is now entering into the 25th year, Silver Jubilee year. And our vision of being a national university, national technological university with a national reputation, that is our vision. And this initiative of ours of getting together with the three universities that we have is that to help us build our capabilities and their capacity. And I have been to your campuses and I can assure the audience that they are world-class institutions. And the uniqueness of them, I'll just highlight, like I went to MSOE, Milwaukee School of Engineering. And what struck me was the largest body of fresh water in the world is there, 50% of water. I said, by 2050, all of us are going to be going there just to drink water. Because we're going to come and we're going to run out of water very soon. So I said, that water, that's a great place. And the second thing was the value system. There's a teaching institution like ours. Focuses on the students, student-centric. I said, our value systems match. And what they offer to us is an engineering management program. So those students who do the 3 years in India, then they graduate on. And when they go to MSOE, they have an option to choose a management specific discipline. So that is for those people who want to get into management and with an engineering background. So MSOE brings that to the table. The next is University of Alabama, Huntsville. And Huntsville, when a moment I went there, Alabama is a beautiful place. And I found Huntsville and Hyderabad very similar. Because we have so many aerospace industries in Hyderabad. And so does Huntsville. They are closely associated with NASA. So now here is the thing that if you see most of the students coming to our institutions, they all want computer science. Now how do we get the focus back to the core engineering disciplines? And I said this is a brilliant opportunity. They have a very strong mechanical engineering program, a very strong aerospace program. And this I think can get the focus back to core engineering with everybody wanting computer science, AI, ML and all that stuff. So with aerospace and this option we're giving to our students who are going to take on this program. And I think it's a brilliant option available to them. And finally, George Mason University, we have been interacting and their strengths, I believe, is in computer science. So our students who want to continue with computer science in the master's program, they have that opportunity to do that. So we are very grateful to all three of you. And like I said, the tracks generally we decided. So, and I'm sure that our students have this bouquet of opportunities they can pick up and it'll be all good for the students. And ultimately the aim is what? The aim is, I believe that when Nalanda University was destroyed, sometime I think in the 10th century or 11th century, around that time, that was the time Oxford University was actually established. So Nalanda University, which was the Indian, it was like a beacon of light for the world. When that got destroyed, Oxford got established. I hope that Hitam too will reach a stage and we again in the, like he said, 21st century, he said is the Asian century. And I agree with that. And I hope that we also establish universities of international capability. Thank you.
Thank you. It's a truly an honor to be here. I want to recognize the great folks on the dais here and all of our guests. It's quite a bit overwhelming. It's really tremendous. We're very happy to be here. On behalf of our president, Dr. John Walls, and our faculty and staff, again, we're just so pleased to be part of this integrated twinning program with Hitam. I want to tell you just a little bit about Milwaukee School of Engineering, and yes, it is on a wonderful big body of water, Lake Michigan, one of the Great Lakes in the United States, and that's one of our assets. We're about 100 kilometers north of the city of Chicago, and I like to think of we're kind of a smaller and better version of Chicago. We don't have as much traffic or other things that happen in Chicago. And we've been around for almost coming up on 125 years. So it's great to see Hitam's coming up on their 25th anniversary. Just the legacy and what comes along with that, those years of educating students is really a tremendous accomplishment. We're about the same size as Hitam. We're about 2,900 students, 150, 160 faculty, about the same size. As the Major General said, we share a lot of the same values. We're not a doctoral granting institution. We focus on students and their education. And so we are primarily engineering school. 80% of our students are in the engineering programs, but as Dr. Ruth Barrett here is chair of our Rader School of Business, we have fine programs in business as well, both at the undergraduate and graduate level. If I get the next slide. And so we talk about, again, very similar to the values of Hitam, we are a student-focused institution. Our faculty are engaged with students through problem-based learning, project-based learning, experiential learning. We bring that real-world experiences to the classroom. Many of our faculty, myself included, as you heard, spent a bit of time outside of academia, in industry, and contributing in meaningful ways. We learn by doing. Again, I hear that a lot here at Hitam, the emphasis on experiential, project-based learning. It is, we call it applications-oriented learning, a little different word, but we really focus on bringing the theory to life through the applications of engineering and science. MSOE was formed in 1903 as an institution to serve the Milwaukee industrial community, which was growing at that time. Little companies like Harley-Davidson was founded in 1903, the same year that MSOE was founded. Allen Bradley Automation Systems, now known as Rockwell Automation, they're resident in Milwaukee. And the list goes on. And so our students, and including the students that will come through the integrated tuning program, will have opportunities to engage with our students, engage with industrial partners and seek out internship opportunities.
Good afternoon, and thank you. And on behalf of George Mason's leadership, I am so honored to be here. I tried to boil this down to one slide so that I would stay within my time allocation. So George Mason is located near Washington, D.C. We are an R1 research university. We are a top 50 public university. And in computer science, we are the top university in the state of Virginia, one of the top 40 in the United States. Now, aside from all these statistics, which are great, I am a firm believer in these collaborative efforts, not only for the academics and the experience of the educational opportunities, but for the culture that it instills as well, the sharing of knowledge and the ability to innovate. And these are all right for the students right here at George Mason. Within our computer science department, we have research areas that focus on, of course, AI, which includes machine learning, natural language processing. We were also the first school in the United States to have a specialty in cybersecurity engineering. We have systems and networks professors. We have visual computing professors. We have software engineering professors. This is one of the benefits of our size. We have a faculty of at least 90, which we're still hiring, so it changes. But 90 faculty in the CS department, 90 plus faculty. As others have mentioned as well, it's really good to mention we have our research expenditures and so forth that everybody always looks at, and we're in the top for that. But we're not just an R1 research university. There is a significant portion of our professors that are teaching, including myself. I am a teaching faculty. And we are completely integrated in the department. Teaching is a strong focus of our department. And so students will get access to both this research and this desire to achieve great teaching excellence. Our focus is on the Master of Science in Computer Science. That is our contribution to this twinning program. And with the MS and CS, the Hitam students that go through this program will, because of the STEM designation, be able to stay in the United States for up to 3 years post-graduation on their F1 visa. It should also be mentioned that one of the biggest draws to our area, if you look at the location of where Fairfax, Virginia is, this is right in the center of the technology corridor of Northern Virginia. It's the #2 tech hub in the world for the job markets, second only to Silicon Valley. And We regularly have over 700 companies show up for our job fairs and recruiting events. Yes, we are down the road from the new Amazon headquarters and Google and Microsoft and all the big names. But then there are all the other companies in this area that have needs for computer science and software engineering. And it's just a wealth of possibilities for the students to integrate with. Of course, we will help them through our career services, but they should also branch out and learn about their classmates, make new friends. Many of our students actually work full-time and go to school part-time. So that is a great way to make these connections.
ఈరోజు హితం వాళ్ళు తర్వాత 3 యూనివర్సిటీస్ యూఎస్ఏ నుంచి ఒక ట్విన్నింగ్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ అంటే 3 years ఇక్కడ చదివి తర్వాత 4th 5th year అక్కడ చదివితే వాళ్ళ డిగ్రీస్ కూడా రావడం కొరకు ఇది ఒక కొత్త ప్రయోగం చేశారు. ఇది పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఎన్ఈపీ అంటారు, న్యూ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ పాలసీ 2020లో కూడా ఈ యొక్క మల్టిపుల్ ఎంట్రీ మల్టిపుల్ ఎగ్జిట్ అనేటివి, తర్వాత ఈ ఫ్లెక్సిబిలిటీ ఆఫ్ క్రెడిట్స్ లేకుంటే ఫ్లెక్సిబిలిటీ ఆఫ్ కోర్సెస్ ఇలాంటివి చాలా ఉన్నాయి. అయితే హితం వాళ్ళు ఐ థింక్ దే కేమ్ ఫస్ట్ ఫార్వర్డ్, వాళ్ళు ముందుకు వచ్చారు ఇట్లాంటివి. సో ఇది ఈరోజు మంచి శుభ పరిణామం, ఎందుకంటే ఇట్లాంటివి ఈ యొక్క గ్లోబలైజ్డ్ వరల్డ్లో ప్రపంచంలో ఇట్లాంటి ఒక పార్ట్నర్షిప్స్ అనేది చాలా అవసరం. కాబట్టి ఈరోజు హితం వాళ్ళు స్టార్ట్ చేసింది ఏంటంటే పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఎన్ఈపీ 2020 ప్రకారంగా 3+1+1 అనేటువంటి కాన్సెప్ట్తో వాళ్ళు ముందుకు పోతున్నారు. ఇందులో ఇంజనీరింగ్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్, ఏరోస్పేస్ ఎడ్యుకేషను, జేఎన్టీయూతో జేఎన్టీయూ వాళ్ళ సహకారంతో టీచ్ చేస్తున్నారు. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
కెరీర్ పరంగా వాళ్ళు తొందరగా సెటిల్ అవడానికి కానీ లేకపోతే ఈ మారుతున్న టెక్నాలజీ
అంటే ప్రపంచం ఇప్పుడు మారుతుంది, గ్లోబలైజేషన్. ఇప్పుడు ఏంటంటే మనకు గ్లోబల్ ఎక్స్పోజర్ అనేది ఇంతకుముందు నేను డిస్కషన్లో చెప్పాను కదా, గ్లోబలైజేషన్, లిబరలైజేషన్, ప్రైవేటైజేషను, డిజిటైజేషను, ఇలాంటివి ఏంటంటే ప్రపంచీకరణ అవుతున్న తరుణంలో ఎక్స్చేంజ్ ఆఫ్ ఐడియాస్, ఎక్స్చేంజ్ ఆఫ్ నాలెడ్జ్ అనేది చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్. పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ దట్ ఇట్లాంటివి ఇంకా భవిష్యత్తులో ఇలాంటివి చాలా రాబోతున్నాయి. అయితే హితం వాళ్ళు ఈ విషయంలో కొంత ముందుకున్నారు, అందుకే వాళ్ళని కంగ్రాట్ చేస్తున్నాను.
ఈరోజు హైదరాబాద్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్ ఆఫ్ టెక్నాలజీ అండ్ మేనేజ్మెంట్ వాళ్ళు 3 అమెరికన్ యూనివర్సిటీస్తో ఒక ట్విన్నింగ్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ అనౌన్స్ చేశారు. ఇది ఫస్ట్ టైం మన కంట్రీలో అనౌన్స్ చేయటం. ఈ ప్రోగ్రామ్ ద్వారా 3 ఏళ్ళేమో మన పిల్లలు ఇక్కడ హైదరాబాద్లో చదువుకుంటారు, ఆ తర్వాత 2 సంవత్సరాలు అమెరికాకి వెళ్ళి చదువుకుంటారు. వాళ్ళకు జేఎన్టీయూ వాళ్ళు ఏమో అండర్ గ్రాడ్యుయేట్ డిగ్రీ ఇస్తారు, మాస్టర్స్ డిగ్రీ ఏమో కన్సర్న్ యూనివర్సిటీ వాళ్ళు ఇస్తారు అనమాట. ఇది చాలా మంచి ప్రోగ్రాము, చాలా యూనిక్ ప్రోగ్రాము. ఎందుకంటే మన పిల్లలకి గ్లోబల్ ఎక్స్పోజర్ వస్తుంది. అక్కడ ఆ సొసైటీ, ఆ కల్చరు, దానివల్ల చాలా వరకు ఎంపతి ఏంటి, డైవర్సిటీ ఏంటి, ఇంక్లూజివ్నెస్ ఏంటి, ఇవన్నీ కూడా నేర్చుకోగలుగుతారు. ఈ కాంబినేషన్ వల్ల మన యూనివర్సిటీస్ను, ఆ తర్వాత అక్కడ ఉండేటువంటి అమెరికాలోను ఉండే యూనివర్సిటీతో పార్ట్నర్షిప్ చేయడం వల్ల క్వాలిటీ ఆఫ్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ కూడా బాగా ఇంప్రూవ్ అవుతుంది. మన కరిక్యులం కూడా బాగా మార్చుకోవచ్చు మనం. అందుకోసం ఇటువంటి ప్రోగ్రామ్స్ని ఎన్ఈపీ 2020 బాగా ఎంకరేజ్ చేసింది. ఈరోజు హితం కాలేజ్ వాళ్ళు అనౌన్స్ చేశారు, వాళ్ళని కంగ్రాచులేట్ చేస్తున్నాను. థ్యాంక్ యూ.